Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dre Angelo podcast. I'm your host, Dre Angelo, and today I will be talking about Pretty Little Liars Original Sin finale, Sweet Life LA finale, 90 Day Fiancé Tell All Part 1, and more R&B discourse. So, let's get started. Welcome to the 7th episode. Let's talk about Sweet Life LA finale. That show, I've been watching since the first season, and that was a mess. No, I don't have a favorite person on the show because most of them are really annoying. Some of them, I forgot her name, Bree. Like when I was watching the finale, they all went to Mexico. Is it Baja, Mexico, I think? And the man she was seeing, he flew out to see her, and all of a sudden I look up because I was looking at something on the internet, and then I look up and she's crying. I'm like, "What, sis? What you crying for? Like you said you wanted a man to show you that he cares about you. This man cares about you." And that's what made me really mad because, girl, he likes you. And the whole Ty and her man situation, and it's just, oh my gosh, I really don't. I could tell they're in their 20s. I don't know, late or early 20s. They're all just a mess, and I think Tylen and Jared. I think Jared. Yeah, Jared. I think they finally had a face-to-face and talked about work things out, because last year he was on the podcast just talking smack about about her and the other girls, and so they just hashed things out, and what's that girl's name? Miami and her friend, is it Rob, not Rod. Rob. He was being messy and saying, "Oh, you're the psychopath," and all that stuff. It's like, you do not know these people to say that. Like, you're just being a little messy person at the table. Like, why would you say that? It was just a whole mess. The second season is a messier than the first one. So yeah, I enjoyed the finale, and I hope there's more. So why don't we talk about 90 Day Fiancé Tell All Part 1 from last Sunday. So let's discuss 90 Day Fiancé Tell All Part 1. Oh my gosh. I knew the tell all was going to be a mess, and gibberish, and just he's being annoying. Like, he's like, "Well, I don't think Ari and Benny are gonna work out." Well, how do you know that? I don't think that you and Monea or whatever her name is, you and your little girl are gonna make it either, because he come up here like oh my gosh, he was going after Ari. Like, okay, you clocking Ari, but you need to be quiet. You're annoying. You're so annoying. What's his name? Two people on there are expecting children, and what is it? Thais and Patrick are expecting, and Cara and her man are expecting, and it was just a whole bunch of mess as always. Cara's ex-boyfriend from high school came on here. It's like, what are you doing on here? You, her ex from high school and college or something. Why are you here? She's married now. And Shadia and Bilal, I can't stand Bilal. I don't think anybody can stand him. It's so funny because and he just doesn't care. He doesn't care for her feelings or something. I don't know. And then what's Colby and Emily had their baby girl. Her name's Scarlett, and yeah, it was messy because it's just it's and then Patrick's brother John called Gibbery Sparkles. It's Sparkles. Okay, Sparkles. He did it. It was just funny, like, and Gibbery trying to act all like he about that life. Like, sir, please, you're not about that life. He just wants to be on TV. He wants a spinoff, and we don't need a spinoff from Gibbery because I don't think so. Yeah. So part one was crazy, and part two is going to be even more crazier. So why don't we discuss more music again? All right, now we got more R&B discourse thanks to Sean Diddy Combs, because he asked the question, who killed R&B? And I'm like, no one killed R&B, sir. R&B still alive and well. And he just, oh my gosh, he just brought up, I don't even know, he just flooded the gates, flooded the gates to R&B hell right now, because no one asked. It's not dead. It's alive and well. We just gotta go out there and listen. Okay? I don't understand why there's so much more discourse than you had. Then he asked Tory Lanez or whatever his input, and he's part of the problem too. Chris Brown put his input. He's part of the problem too. Then we had Jacquees with his and he's part of the problem as well. Like, please be for real. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's not dead. It's still alive and well. It's just not the 90s or the early 2000s anymore. Not all of them have voices like that anymore, And I'm gonna tell you again, listen to Lucky Day, because he is the future of R&B. Alrighty? It's just so much to talk about when people keep saying R&B is dead, and it's not. Saying what killed it. Yes, people don't go to church anymore. Yes, that's probably one reason, but it's not dead. It's just people did not grow up in church singing. They don't have those power church vocals and stuff. And that's okay. Some people don't have big, powerful voices. Yeah, like, it shouldn't matter. Here's me, it shouldn't matter at all. Like, I'm so tired of that discourse. It gets tiring each and every day. R&B dead? Who killed R&B? It's like, sir, you did it. That was you. Because all of the people you screwed over, okay? You need to look at yourself in the mirror, because that was all you, buddy. That's you. You did it, Mr. Diddley. And the new R&B singers of today were coming for him. They said, sir, you old head, you washed. I was like, oh, ooh, get him. No, I'm like, oh, you better get Mr. Sean Diddy Combs. The only person that actually made sense on Diddy's discussion of R&B was Mary J. Blige. That's the only person, because she is R&B, the queen of hip hop and soul. Yeah, but she's still R&B. But I'm tired. This R&B discourse. Please, let's never have this discourse again. Like, if you don't like today's R&B, just listen to your 90s, 80s, 70s music. And the same, it's like they only go for 90s R&B. Like, you know that R&B did not just start in the 90s, right? It started like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, like right there, right in there. It's like people, some of these producers should really go back to the 40s and 50s and study. Some of these new producers and new singers don't study older music because they don't like older stuff, but they are so obsessed with the 90s. They weren't even born in the 90s, some of them, majority of them. And it's just like, if you're a student of music, you need to study all of the music, all of it. Like, I'm very diverse in my music. I really just listen to different types of genres and stuff, not just R&B and hip hop. I listen to like pop. I listen to songs in Japanese, Korean, Chinese, some Bollywood songs, some French songs, and just all types of music, There's so much out there, and people just limit themselves to just R&B and hip hop when there's a whole genre out there that you could just be listening to. Don't limit yourself. Go out there and listen to all types of things. It doesn't matter if people say, "Oh, you're like this. You're boring. Why are you listening to that?" It's like, tell them to go somewhere or something, because you can listen to whatever you want. Don't limit yourself. And so I want this R&B discussion, I want this Who Killed R&B discussion to be gone by next week, please. And thank you. And thank you for listening to me ramble about it. Thank y'all so much for listening to me ramble on once again. And next episode I might just talk about more music, just go way deep into music again, and talk about shows and maybe anime too again. So have a blessed day, take care of yourselves, and see you later.